Hello guys and welcome to World of Wrestling. Today I'm finally doing an AEW video. I was going to do a video on my thoughts of Brady Lee winning the TNT Championship, but with everything going on that weekend when I was on holiday, so I just didn't get around to it. If you want to know my thoughts though, I thought the way he won it was brilliant. Just beating Cody and like one of the biggest stars, Cody, in 3 minutes, and Cody put no offense. It was a shock, but a good one. They destroyed the Nightmare Family and just, yeah, so overall, this show, pretty good. Although the lower tier matches don't have as much to offer as your big 3. There's like 3 big matches for the most part. And third if you include the haircut or Shield of Thunder Rose one, but that's like the 4th, I would say, but I'm not sure. There's 3 big matches basically. The rest are kind of lower tier, but they're still pretty decent. Well, let's just watch the show. I've been really enjoying AEW, just being so different from WWE, and that's why I probably like it so much. It just appeals to me more. So yeah, first off, a match that was announced last minute because because I'll explain why when I get to the next match. It's going to be Private Parties, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn versus the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and John Silver in a tag team match. This is a tricky one because although Alex Reynolds and John Silver are the lower tier comedy acts of the Dark Order, which are now really good, and they're great. They're great at that. Don't get me wrong. They're great at this lower tier comedy act, but they're not really doing like I don't see them compete for the AEW tag team titles. That's just kind of a fact. So I think they're going to take the L. I'm not a big fan of Private Party, but they seem like the bigger team. I think if they can improve in the ring, there might be some more potential. But overall, I wouldn't be mad at the Dark Order one, because if anything, I prefer them. But I think my prediction for this kickoff show, or the buy-in as they call it, is Private Party wins. Next match, the match that was originally supposed to be on the buy-in or kickoff, but due to controversy and people disagreeing with that, they moved it up to the main card, which I personally think that's a good idea to bring up at the main card, because it was like a waifu. But for 4 months, it is Britt Baker with Rebel versus Big Swole in a tooth and nail match. This is apparently going to be a cinematic match. Apparently it's going to be full scale. It's apparently going to take in place of Britt Baker's dentist. I think it's because maybe Britt Baker isn't completed quite yet to wrestle. So, yeah, overall, I think that this is that it's interesting. I'm happy they put it on the main show, because them putting it on a key show is just a terrible decision, because it's always been for months and it gave it a decent amount of time. So yeah, I think Britt Baker's gonna win. I mean, come on, it's gonna be in her dentist. She has the home field advantage. If she wins, if she's Big Swole wins, she just looks weak. So, I don't get wrong, I still like Big Swole, but I think my prediction for this match is going to be Britt Baker. Next up is Matt Hardy versus Sami Zayn, a broken rules match, which is apparently just a last man standing match. I don't know why they couldn't just call it that. And this, which I haven't really advertised this match, if Hardy loses, he must leave AEW. Well, that makes it obvious. Matt Hardy's not going to leave AEW after just arriving. So my prediction is Matt Hardy. This why reason, 13 levels of success. I really like the part which it turned out accidentally and cut Matt Hardy's head open. I like that part. Their match, which I believe was their second one, because they had a match before, but I can't remember. Sammy Guevara won while getting his headbutt home. They are going to have their last match here. I think, although I want Sammy Guevara to win, I don't think that, because that stipulation, which they haven't really advertised at all, of if Hardy loses must leave AEW, which is just a pointless stipulation, I think, just to buy a bit more interest. I think Matt Hardy's going to win. But if they had Sammy Guevara win and Matt Hardy doesn't care that he must leave and just keep coming in and being out till he gets his contract, might be pretty decent, but I don't want to see this wife anymore. I think it should end here. So my prediction is Matt Hardy wins. Next up, Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson in the good old tag team match. The Young Bucks are officially bad guys, and they're very good bad guys. I just cannot stand, and I feel more bad for Hangman Page, which we'll get to in a bit. So since they're slowly becoming heels, they're basically heels. They even came out of the heel tunnel because there's 2 tunnels in the entrance, one for babyface and one for heels. They came out of the heel one. I think to really establish that they're heel, the Young Bucks should cheat to win, because the result is relatively known. The Young Bucks are going to win. I wouldn't be mad if you Jurassic Express one, but they just don't need to. So yeah. So I think the Young Bucks will win this via cheating, and then we'll get AEW World Tag Team Title match, which I'm going to be, it's the match I'm most looking forward to. Not necessarily because of the match, but because of the story. Anyway, let's get into the next match. It's going to be the Dark Order, the TNT champion Brody Lee versus Colt Cabana. No, I said that wrong. The Dark Order, the TNT champion, the leader of the Dark Order, the exalted one, Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson versus Matt Cardona, aka Zach Well, it's great to see him in it. Scorpio Sky, the Natural Nightmares, which of course Dusty Rhodes, QT Marshall, and they've got Ali in their corner. 8-man tag team match. I'm relatively interested in this. I prefer just that Brody Lee versus Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. I do think that's the way they'll go. I think this match will be pretty good, so I'm probably going to stay soon. There you go. So I think this match will be good. An enjoyable, serviceable match. I could see Anna Jay from the Dark Order getting involved and making Ali, choking out Ali. But my prediction is the Dark Order. They've got too much momentum to lose, and they're great now. They just have too much momentum to just lose. That's why my prediction is the Dark Order gets the win. Next up, we have a 21-man Casino Battle Royal. And the winner receives a future AEW World Championship match. So, I believe number 21 is the Joker, so the last entrance. So that might be a surprise, I'm not sure. But I'm just going to do it for what I can see. I can't really predict surprises, so I'm just going to do it. Predict out the confirmed superstars. So the confirmed superstars are Darby Allin, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, The Butcher, The Blade, Eddie Kingston, Shawn Spears, Billy, Austin Gunn, Jake Hager, Santana, Ortiz, Chuck Taylor, and Trent versus to be determined for the other ones. Out of all those, this might be a bit surprising one. I'm going to go for Eddie Kingston because I don't think the winner of this, by the looks of things, the winner of this battle was going to win the title. Or even going to have even a pay-per-view match for it. So I think Eddie Kingston, because they're clearly teasing something, because he's done this little faction with the Butcher and Blade and Pentagon Jr. Ray Phoenix, and every time they have their hug, he just looks and winks. I mean, he's got something planned. I think what they could... Eddie Kingston is just going to use them to his advantage to get the win. So my prediction is Eddie Kingston will be a really good TV match. I'm really a big fan of Eddie Kingston. But if I had to go for a second one, yeah, I'll go for 2. No, I'll just go for 1. I'll screw it. I was going to say if I was going for second, I would go for Lance Archer because that would be interesting because I already know who I think will win the AEW World Championship, which we'll get. Yeah, so my prediction is Eddie Kingston wins this and probably gets a really good TV match against the champion, and he probably will lose. But that's fine. You've put him at a pedestal, given him some more time to shine. So yeah, next up is Hikaru Ishida versus Thunder Rose for the AEW Women's World Championship. The build's been pretty good. Thunder Rose seems like a very talented wrestler from what we've seen on Dynamite. Yeah. Well, for what we've seen on Dynamite against Serena Gibbs, which I wasn't too into the match because I was expecting it to be squash. So I was quite surprised that it got so much fanfare and appreciation. But if I were you watch it, I probably think it's good. So this should be really good. In my opinion, it's going to be Hikaru Shida because Thunder Rosa at the moment hasn't signed to AEW, which I hope her and the person she should do, because they're clearly, especially Thunder Rosa, because the AEW women's division needs stars. Oh, also, Thunder Rosa is the NWA Women's Champion, so they've got a deal. We don't know the extent of this deal. I think, so yeah, that kind of impacts it. My prediction is going to be Hikaru Shida, because I don't think Thunder Rosa has signed to AEW. I'm pretty sure of that. So that's why my prediction is going to be Hikaru Shida who retains. Now, this is next on the Wikipedia, but I want to see this the second to last in the main event. So we'll go through it because it's the match I'm most looking forward to. But let's just skip that for now to do the next match. Then I'll go back to that. It's going to be Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy in a Mimosa Mayhem match. The match can be won by pinfall, submission, or throwing your opponent into a type of mimosa, which I believe is like a little bit of the bubble and orange juice into one pit. If it was just pinfall submission, my prediction would be Chris Jericho with Orange Cassidy. Instantly makes me go, Orange Cassidy is winning, because by chucking Chris Jericho in the mimosa, tank of mimosa, because Chris Jericho is really good at selling like stupid stuff like that. Like he got doused in orange juice, and the look at his face, the way he was screaming Cassidy, it was hilarious. And I genuinely think he could say it as a big deal. So that's why I think Orange Cassidy's going to win. And plus, no matter whether Chris Jericho wins or loses, he's ended up in that tank of mimosa. Like, that's just facts. And I think it'll even better if he comes in with these, like, wear these white tights then chucked in. But anyway, overall, my prediction is going to be Orange Cassidy. Now let's get to the tag title match. Oh, this is going to be good. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page defending the AEW World Tag Team Champions against FTR, formerly known as the Revival, Cash Wheeler and Dax Howard, with Tully Blanchard in the corner. The prediction that who I think is going to win is not the interesting part. The interesting part is going to be the story around it. It's between Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. So my prediction, if you want to get away, FTR win the titles. They've been really good. They're good stars. The titles would look good and prestigious, considering we're on a amount of time before we get the complete breakout of which we're going to get into a bit. Not for FTR, the opponents. So yeah, that's just what I gotta say. FTR. I knew launched the FTR wins, and they're slowly building a new four horsemen. So it seems like it seems like going to be FTR, Shawn Spears, and MJF, but I'm not sure. So yeah, FTR wins. That's my prediction. But the story between Kenny Omega and Adam Page, especially because Adam Page is no longer in the Elite, but Kenny Omega is. But it's all surrounding the Young Bucks, kicked around, they cost him his match. But it's obvious that FTR has gone into his head and just basically made him do this terrible thing. Matt and Nick Jackson were chucking drinks at him. I generally feel bad. Like, look at his eyes. They look teary, red eyes. And he came and had them most recent when the FTR just said, "It's yours, Curly. You did this." When he clearly did. It's just emotional storytelling. I'm just incredibly interested in it. I think and they're also teasing Kenny Omega becoming a heel. I mean, there's so many ways this match could go. I've just hit the laptop again. They could have FTR win, and that's the end of it. They can have FTR win, tease of a Kenny Omega betrayal, but doesn't have keys of an Adam Page betrayal, but no tease. Like this, or one of them two actually gets the betrayal. We get that story, we get that moment like we did with Bray Sasha Banks, which was great. I'm just genuinely looking forward to it. This is going to be a tough decision, but this is what, in my head, they should do. It's either going to be. This is so difficult because it's either going to be the last straw, them losing the title, or the last straw has already happened. So, in my opinion, Kenny Omega is the one who's going to turn heel. Makes sense, he's teasing clear. And plus, Adam Page is just such a good babyface. And after that, Kenny Omega at the next page, which I believe is in Full Gear, I think it's called, which apparently means something much different in the UK. I know because I was there. I think Kenny Omega will win the World Championship without Revolution. With this storyline style, when they took on Kenny Omega, Page took on the Young Bucks for the tag titles, we get Adam Page versus Kenny Omega for the world title, face versus heel. Adam Page finally wins, gets that underdog win, and after the lengthy title reign, you put it on someone else, which we're going to get into a bit. That's the way I would do it. I think that Cody's out of the picture for now, so I think Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks as the heels versus Adam Page. There's a new spin to the Authority, but not the Authority. I think that would be really good. But my prediction, once again, to stay FTR win the titles. Next main event is John Moxley versus MJF with Warlord's Corner for the AEW World Championship. And Moxley is banned from using the Paradigm Shift finishing move. There's a lot of good stuff that can happen. I have a feeling just because it says specifically Moxley's banned, not MJF. So the MJF can hit the Paradigm Shift. You could get a near fall, and they're also teasing a split between MJF and Wardlow. Like when MJF was holding the title up high to make a statement, Wardlow was looking up on it. And my prediction is going to be John Moxley, but because MJF's got a lot of time to like kind of improve. But if you did have MJF win, and you could have Wardlow hold the title the entire time looking at it, just to build that even more. But I think John Moxley wins, and ultimately it's the best idea because John Moxley's great. And MJF, to make it back, he won't win the title then, but he should be the one to end Adam Page's lengthy title reign in my booking world. But anyway, what I think I could very well see is John Moxley getting a submission because he's getting quite good with these submissions recently. Wardlow throwing in the towel not because he wants to screw MJF, but because he actually cares about him and wants to keep him safe. MJF doesn't see it that way. Hits him with a beautiful diamond wing. I definitely see that diamond wing getting involved. Just overall, MJF's brilliant. Let's just get out of the way. MJF's brilliant. He had his State of the Industry promo was the best promo I've ever seen. Fat out, and I've just hit my laptop again. What's wrong with me? But yeah, overall, my predictions for this is going to be John Moxley retains. Overall, I'm really looking forward to the show. I'm going to be waking up at like 5, I think. 5 in the morning, so I can have time to watch it before I need to go out and do other things. Which may be late, but I'll get used to it. It's fine. I'll probably get used to it quite quickly. So, just to get away, I'm very looking forward to this. I generally am. AEW's just seems like the better company overall. Don't get me wrong, I like NXT. And now I've dropped my phone. But don't get me wrong, I like NXT. NXT's great, and if they move to Tuesdays, I think it could be better because they're not worried about competition and they can just do their own thing. But overall, this baby should be great. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one, which will probably be my review for AEW All Out 2020. I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.